Hello, good evening. Welcome to League One. It's week 6 of the ALTTPR Open League, which means we got extra open. It's Open League, Open Mode. I'm Scopula tonight, joined by Arcturus Chusky. How we doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Not bad. Come home from one job, due to another. No big deal. I enjoy talking about this thing. So tonight we've got Zeppelin and Where Are the Instructions, represented by respectively Jeddoman and jexreffy. You're two pretty well-known runners. Jeddo, I know, I've played him before. He's a good, solid runner. So, and going off the records here, Jex is as well. So we're gonna have, I think, a real good match here tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be a good race. Two really good runners, and looking forward to it.
So, just a quick overview that I'm sure many people have heard many times, but for those who have an open mode means just that. The world is open to you, with the exception of whatever items you need to get to certain parts of the world. That's what they're going to be looking for here tonight. They don't have to do anything specific. It's all there, but it's up to them what they want to do and when they want to do it. So as you can see, we have one starting in a house, finding some sticks, and the other one getting a mushroom off the little tabernacle there. That's something. He's not going to turn that in just yet, although, well, yeah, he couldn't, but that'd be a play if he did. Jeddo's going to take a sign and whack it at the blue guard there just to turn the tree pools on and see what we get. I'm not actually 100% sure of the tiers, because I play SMZ3 and they do it a little differently, but whichever one that is, it's just $4. So. As Jex just found out. Uncle is just some 20 and a blue boomerang, where the second chance set a lamp is normally supposed to.
Nice bush crab. I think that was a 4 bomb pack.
Yeah, that's pretty good. If you got the capacity, you can fill up with 24 before it starts dropping something else. And I didn't quite catch Aga. It didn't look. I thought I saw some text. So, like, if that's the case, it might be a sword, but I could be wrong. Did you see that at all?
I missed it. No, went so quick.
Yeah, I walk down the stairs half the time trying to look at it because I'm not that good. So. Okay, chat says Kate. Thank you, chat. So that's, I don't know. Kate, more than likely we aren't going to see, especially since that's one of the items we need to get to the tree in the first place. So that's my bet. So as per most runners' standard, they're going to go ahead and clean out the village. It's a good thing this isn't a Bethesda game. You'd have everybody chasing them around. So you got a Twilight Princess MSU going on Jeddoman's side. It's a nice way to change it up. So there's bottle number 1 in Blind's hut. That'll let us do Sick Kid while we're here.
Always nice to find that bottle in CAC.
Plus, maybe this is just me, but it got a good B. So the English game calls it. And that can be useful for, well, Jex don't want it. He's gonna turn it for $100 just so he can sell it right back to him for a piece of heart. Not a bad idea actually when you're coming straight over here. Sometimes you can use it whenever you don't have a lamp yet. Get yourself out of a dark room situation, but nothing wrong with getting that check out of the way the easy way. Another one. Another bottle and a half magic. So I guess trying to watch both. I guess Jeddah didn't find the B bottle yet, because then, oh no, I guess he still would have turned it in. Come to think of it, that's still good money. Yeah, he's gonna get this one now. Chicken ass, $1. Kind of thing you think we're gonna see here tonight, Arturus, with the start we've had so far.
You know, it's really strange to see Kakariko this dry.
Yeah.
Items. I'm really hoping we're going to see a map check here soon. See if maybe we'll see an early Eastern dip or something. Just we're already running, you know, pretty dry on checks. So I think they're going to be looking for anything they can find to obviously progress.
Yeah, this is going to speak to things like, I would say they're going to do a blind race game with nothing here, and I didn't even think about the map check, so good point. Usually see that a lot sooner. Nobody done it, so could be some pendants in the near future. We'll see. Yeah, Jex is going to do it blind. Makes perfect sense.
Especially with it being fairly easy this seed to refill on your bombs. Yeah, there's no reason not to just go ahead and use that bomb there.
Yeah, even if it's something like this, you'd toss out half the time. And there's our map check, and I've seen at least 2 pendants, I think. There's a green and desert, and as far as there we go. Yeah, Eastern with the crystal, entire pair with a pendant. So 2 to 3. That's 2/3 of vanilla, I guess, ish. But, you know, that 300 on race game, that's going to put us 80% of the way to Zora, so we don't have logical access to that yet, but could well happen soon. And with a dearth of items, yeah, here comes jexreffy with the mushroom turn in here. May as well just do it and get it out of your head.
Nice use of the fake flipper there, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is the fastest way up here if you can nail it in a try or two. This Jeddoman is going to take his money just the same. Jex doesn't want the 50, can't blame him there. He's going to keep the mushroom in case we can do powder later on the bat with the red cane. There's probably a better term for it, but I call it the mushroom grinder because you're just coming up with one use of powder on the fly.
Looks like we have both of them heading down to the dam. Let's see what we can find here. Just a couple of blueberries inside the dam, and let's check what's waterlogged today.
Sometimes when we sync up in areas like this, we don't have a lot to talk about. It's just a piece of art, so on to mini mold worms.
Some more divergence with jexreffy heading over to Agina and Jeddo checking. Using that camping.
There's 2 bows already. Alright. Alright. Yeah, open mode. Well, that screams Eastern if anything ever did, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah, that's a logical spike cave with a couple other items later. It's not going to hurt Jeddoman now. I mean, he's certainly going to... If you have the choice, you're going to take the bow, but... might end up back over there. We'll see. Especially with the cape being the other item that gets to you, and thereby logical means being locked, well, under the tree. There's that
glove.
Yeah, there's the glove, which puts Zora itself into logic, but Jeddo's gonna... is this the mushroom for Jeddo? Maybe.
Maybe the back of escape.
Oh yeah, it's the 3 of those in there too. I know when I go South Shore, I'm looking for good excuses to do Zora. You just got one, but I guess 3 checks looks better than 1 plus 3 out of logic. So.
Looks like Jex is gonna head in and do the front of escape, probably with that can of Brita.
This half magic and a full bar. I mean, gain drains you pretty good, but that's a nice option with the half. Back of escape not coming up with much. So let's see. Is he a hula hand? So yes, he's gonna hula hand. So he pushes himself with a bomb over into the back of the pushed away gravestone, and that throws off the game's determination of where you are, just enough to throw you into the fail-safe room with 225 rupees. And I guess I didn't know he was that short on him when I was talking about Zora, so now it makes sense.
Looks like we're about to get a Saha check.
This is pretty nice and easy call to make on the way into Eastern. Some money in a lag shield. Which you don't like to see, but it only further reinforces the decision to come over here, since you still got the palace itself to do. I missed the Zelda cell talking about that, but jexreffy's gonna... That was a map, okay. So he's just gonna take a death warp and do Dark Cross here. With probably Boomerang would be helpful since they have that. There's 3 items in here, over 6 checks, and one of them is potentially out of logic with the lamp not being in anybody's hands, but we're going to see a clear of all of that anyway, I do believe. Now, if it's really nice, you get that big key, and Dark Cross had Quake, so that's actually not bad. That may come into handy later. But if you get the big key, and you can get 3 items before you have to go into the dark rooms, saves you some time. And there's one, the flippers. That's an indicator back into the direction of Zora. Potentially, we'll see.
Yeah, that'll give him 4 more checks with Hobo, Waterfall Fairy, and then Zora Ledge in addition to Zora. So probably not a bad idea at this point to head over that way first chance they get. Nice use of the silver arrows there by Jeddo to clear out those Stalfos.
Yeah, the palace that you're designed to get the bone and very rarely do in Rando. It's still full of arrow pickups in the pots, as you can see, so this is a very viable weapon in here.
And here comes that out of logic check that you mentioned earlier. Just gotta make our way through a very simple dark room, and we'll get the vanilla big key chest here shortly.
So now Jex is going to do mini molder and come up with all that cool stuff that Jeddo just got, but more than likely going to, well, he's still only got 420. I don't know, he might try to do Zora now, but well, unfortunately, that one straggler on the right just ran him out of munitions. Hate to see it. Yeah, it's going to result in some time lost and a little bit of a, oh, well, that's right. He remembered about the bush crab. Very good. So, not too bad. Just got to get back in here. So, Jeddo taking the damage to get through those rotating bubbles for the big key chest is going to just snag a quick fairy or two and make this dark room a little easier on himself. It's a long time since I've seen adjacent bows. That's something else. And I think one of the what are they called, gorillas? Igors. Got away from him a little, so take your safety, refill. Better than repeating the dungeon.
Yeah, for sure. Not a bad slight time loss there to make sure you're safe.
Jex ran face first into the crab. I love it.
Hey, those crabs have no business being as strong as they are. They're scary.
Yeah, they are. One of those things you never forget after the first couple times it happens to you. So he's going to come up with this glove, and with 40 rupees to farm, he might just do it outside here with the rock, given that brand new fancy glove. So yeah, there it is. Jeddo turned his silvers off for a second. He didn't put 2 in that red Igor, but yeah, it almost seems like you're going to find money in Waterfall on the way to Zora, but take this time and do it just in case you don't. 6 arrows later, maybe 8. We got some dead statues
Ooh,
in a
mirror.
Yeah. So that's almost certainly going to be Jex's first dungeon, but still, no matter what, nice thing to have early. Speeds up any other dungeon that you're going to do on the rest of your run here. So Jex is going to check the island right quick. Might do Hobo. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, I'll come back and do the fake flipper again to get back down to that whirlpool to go to the waterfall, and then check the rest of Zora.
Interesting choice doing fake flipper here, though, because he doesn't have the moon pearl, so he's not going to be able to do the water walk into Waterfall Ferry.
Yeah, you are right. Might just be content with the 2 checks. He gets a lamp. That's interesting. So it's actually, I guess what that's saying is you're supposed to go into Eastern, get the flippers, come back out and do this, but we're racing here. We ain't got time for that. Jeddo just now gets it as well, so that's going to logically send him up the mountain also.
I was gonna say that's screaming Hera to me a little bit.
And so it's a nice set of instructions on a seed to this point. It's pretty darn clear. Jeddo wants nothing to do with any future crabs. Mostly because that would have ended his run right there. And now Jeddo is gonna find out what you just. Oh wait, oh you have to flip this right. Never mind. You get a quick refill, and there's that moon pearl. So you need it to get it, unless you do pick up those flippers and do it the right way.
Actually, a really unfortunate place for the Moon Pearl for Jex, because
Yeah.
I don't know when he's going to be back here.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a later game item, he's in real super trouble, but it's not good, but it won't be too late, as he's gonna run out of checks once the mountain's dealt with. So once he goes up there, you're gonna hope that he doesn't find something like, you know, a hook shot or a hammer or something else that keeps him up there longer than he needs to. There's his map check. At almost 20 minutes, but again, with the seed putting you on rails like this, maybe it's just, you know, you just do what you can do. Vortex of Doom bringing the party of 2 or 3. I don't know how it counts, considering himself or not. I'm not sure, but welcome. We're doing open in the league. Jeddo and jexreffy. It's just gonna, he's gonna go do Eastern now. He's gonna come up with all that stuff. But you know, the flippers may send him straight back to Waterfall once he sees him. I mean, he might think about it. It's a matter of if he remembers whenever he gets out of the dungeon, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's not fun to get to. Let's see what our soon-to-be ancestors have for us today. Just but an open warp point for any more warping around that we need to do.
Yeah, always nice to grab that save and quit point from the old man.
I think I blew right over Zora. What did we have there?
Piece of heart.
Okay, yeah, well, it's no good. See, now Jeddo may check that later. He may not, depending on what the seed gives us from this point. That's ice rod, maybe. Some kind of rod. Whatever it is, he wants it. Sometimes, if it's an ice rod, sometimes you might leave it here if you know if. Oh, it's a hammer. Okay. It's a whack rod. So, yeah, he's going to try the bomb jump across, save a little time, and gets it quite nice.
Very nice bomb jump there.
But, you know, when Jex comes up with that hammer, just like I said, he's going to be compelled to do more of the mountain. There's our full map check. 1 and 4 for the 5-6 crystals. As far as I could, he didn't quite catch it either. Swamp is a pendant. We already have flippers, so that's an interesting setup to be in. Flippers and a mirror, just no hook shot. So don't say hover too early. I hope not.
I do know that Jeddo can hover. So.
Thanks, game. Yeah, we're gonna need Titans miss to get that, but that's something they're gonna need anyway. So, yeah, I mean, it's a nice seed. It just makes you scared a little bit. A little bit of armor and health and paradox, whichever side that is. Top bottom. Yes, and that hammer being Dark World, once he's... I mean, you clear this while you're up here, but once he's done with that... Do we do Eastern here? Or, not Eastern, Tower here. Would you?
I would at least check the front couple of Tower of Hera while we're up here, but... hey, they got a sword in Paradox, so that's where our first swingy is today.
Yeah, you don't want to go too long without seeing that. It can happen in open, but he gets the hard bomb jump. This one's just not cooperating with him. This one's more about the horizontal placement, and I guess it just depends who you are. No big deal. Other entrance, walk around, you're done. Jex is gonna go ahead and take his Darmus out. See if we can save a few arrows over Jeddoman there. And he does. 6 for 6 with a mirror. So with his 2/3 of the swamp package in tow, we'll have to see now if he does go back to Waterfall right away or not. Well, the house would suggest as much from the looks of it. And there's a fetch quest at the back of Spiral Cave without boots. Yeah, there goes Jax. Good for him.
Yeah, it's a really nice call by Jex to double back to that Waterfall Ferry.
So now Jeddah is... What's he doing? Oh, he's going to take his hammer, go to the Dark World from here. Yep. That's a happy jexreffy. You're not super thrilled, but happy. He's trying to fill the other bottle. Okay. What's this stance? There's boots and hype. And another shield, but boots, powder.
It's not a bad hype cave.
Give that a solid 6. So you know what? That's boots. We'll give it an 8. Jex is, yeah, he's going to go up the mountain as well, because he doesn't have that hammer. He's going to need it, and then hopefully, well, I see him cleared in Paradox too, but hopefully not too long afterward gets down to the hype cave as opposed to anything else. A quick pyramid check here from Jeddah. That's a play. A pretty easy one to make whenever you're just getting done at a hype cave, but just $50 on that. I thought maybe go all the way to Catfish at this point. No, we're gonna go do Pod, since that's full clearable, full logical, lamp and everything. So yeah, this makes more sense. Plus it's a 5/6, so you get it out of the way now. Very rare that you can go mode pod, and it's nice when you can. Especially if the big key is somewhere in the first few checks you do, but most seeds you're going to end up going through here anyway, so here's just do it now.
Yeah, especially the fact that it's full clearable at this point. No reason really not to come here, especially if you're going to start out in Hype Cave. Ooh, nice Samaria in the shooter room.
Yeah, that's very required, so. Shooter room's full of keys, but it's giving you an item in there. And they know you had a bow at this point. You almost. I doubt anybody playing the seed wouldn't, so. I'm gonna bow lock the rest of the dungeon and just send you on your way. Again, it's just super linear at this point when it comes down to it.
Yeah, the seed definitely seems to be holding their hand a little bit. All right, and there is a dungeon item, so we know the rest of the chests in the front of pod here are small keys.
Yeah, so that's a minimum of 4, right? I believe.
Yep, there's a minimum of 4 in the front, 6.
It's a map check from Jex, who sees that the dungeons he's got full access to right now are both red crystals. But we are going to see play into Tower of Hera. And if it's anything, remember, Jeddo doesn't have it, so we'll see. You can't Hera pot without a hook shot, but maybe that's the thinking when you go in here. That way, if you don't get a big key, you get thrown right out, and that's the end of that. You don't spend too much time. Yep. So there it is. He's going to see that hook shot too soon, but he knows he can't get it yet either, so. Jeddo again, he did clear out the whole front, which we knew was going to be key trading, but could be a lot of other stuff on these runners' minds as well. This game will make you plan to your future, especially when you don't have the present to think about. There's that big key, so depending on how many keys are down here, Hellway will also be a key.
Yep, these both need to be small keys for there to be the potential of something in Hellway. So, alright, let's see if Jeddo realizes that Hellway is just a small key.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one, because by then you've already done enough of the dungeon to... I don't know, I've been doing this for a year. I still don't like to chance the front half the time, but... Yeah, Pod with, we'll see here by the time he gets down to Helmsword, but it doesn't look too promising so far. Now that Ether... Again, 2/3 chance of being needed-ish, since both Meyer and TR might be the same thing, but... Canis Mario and Ether. It's not the best spot, not the worst spot.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're going to see an item on Helmasaur too.
Yeah, I want to say... I don't know, actually, if we saw the compass or not.
Yeah, because compass was on right side.
Okay, yeah, I saw a map, so yeah, we're going to have an item. Yeah, this is how it works on comp. You see something, I see something else. And if we can see different things, then we might know what we're talking about. If not, we got Dark Diplomat here on tracking for us today, and thank you, by the way. And Oro for putting this thing on in the first place. Can't do it without. Jex is headed back to the Hera direction, I'm guessing for the Spike Cave. That blue cane? Yep. Something else Jeddo did not do. Yet. This is definitely one that you don't want stuck in your head longer than you need it to be, so...
Turtles were not cooperating with Jeddo, but he did a nice job taking care of them.
try to hit one since it's a one hit with a hammer, and you end up flipping over some close ones. It's a heart container. Better than some things, but not what you wanted to see. Still, it's out of the way. Spike cave is. 17 hits. However they came up with that number. Doesn't seem like a real round number for a 1990s video game, but they did. Off comes the mass, 1 silver arrow to the dome. We get $5. But a crystal. And half of what opens Pyramid Fair, so. Being as the other one is Thieves Town, we won't be waiting too long before that couple of checks is on the table. Jex is going to get his boots in a matter of seconds. Be real happy about that. You may well just play the pot as well. Jeddoman is, I'm guessing, if he's walking out of pod, Kiki's garden, whatever you want to call it, he's probably going to catfish.
As out of the way as catfish is, there's no better time to do it than right after pod. So I like this plate from Jeddo.
Yeah, he does have the option of doing graveyard ledge. You don't have King's Tomb access, but with the flippers you can just take that right over, or various tricks in that little pond we just saw, but I don't blame him either. Catfish is something that gets a lot of people. Oh, we got a mushroom tournament as well. So he's got at least 2 things on this route. I forgot he didn't do this yet. The problem is that hook shot is still staring you in the face, and you don't have it, so you can't just go to West Dark World from here. That'd be nice, but yeah, I was hoping for Jex to get into pot a little sooner than normal, given what Jeddo did, but chat's making me remember he had that sword up there in Paradox, so that's a nice thing to have, even if you don't necessarily need it, quote unquote, yet. See what the Angry Fish has got. He's throwing all that money at. Almost hit him in the head and knocked him right out. You see that? Come on, man.
Put someone's eye out with that.
So angry, he's giving away all that money just to hit somebody with it. So Jex is coming up with his Cane of Samaria, and yeah, you need that later, but it also helps here. You don't have to push a statue when there's time to get down to the basement.
Jeddo with a check of Bonk Rocks here, probably on the way to Village of Outcasts and Thieves Town.
Yep, just 20 this time, and we saw a library. I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was anything good though.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything remarkable.
Yeah, you have to go the long way around. Unfortunately, no hook shot, no glove, mitts rather, but it's not a terrible big deal. Since he knows more than likely jexreffy's going to have to do the same thing.
Like we'll get a check of the front of Skull Woods before we head into Village of Outcasts. You love seeing a small key there. That just makes checking the rest of the front here really convenient.
Yeah, this is one of these things that divides the community of runners doing this without a fire rod, but I like it because some stuff has really managed to hide itself in here quite nastily. Jack's gonna do some hammering up and get the dark maze out of the way, and yeah, there it is. Titan's mitts. And pendant skull was without a fire rod, so it might have been the pendant itself that said, hey, do this. So once he gets there, hopefully Jax will have the same thought. I didn't see that bumper ledge at all, and kind of feel like the movement suggested it was nothing. Because if it's something good, a lot of times you'll see him pause just a second or so, just so they can reach to mark something.
Pause or double back around to make sure you saw what you saw. But I'm sure our runners will be glad not to see anything there, because if there would have been something there, that would have been you got to do Aga because of cape on lumberjack. So
yeah, it'd be a very unpleasant. Good point. And yeah, those myths showing up. This is a good thing to do now while you're up here, not isolated with catfish and everything. You can get into King's Tomb and deal with it. It's honestly probably nothing. That rarely is. I was hoping to be really wrong. But...
game just making sure we have plenty of money.
We're gonna do the run around village outcasts. Steal whatever it is that the missing inhabitants left behind.
Interested seeing some bomb strats for the Helmasaur mask over on Jex's side.
Yeah, that's an option. It's not a bad one if you don't do the whole thing that way. When you're gonna have a hammer anyway, but it does do more than one hit, like more than one hammer hit worth. So if you just toss a few and keep going, it can get you maybe a little quicker of a fight. So yeah, that was nice. So the village proper not paying out much of anything. But into Thieves Town we go, and it's required and full clearable, obviously, so at least you don't have to leave anything behind. Yeah, between that early hammer, early mirror, I mean, runners could be doing just about anything they want, but it's, like we said, just kind of telling them what to do. It makes you feel a little weird, I think, whenever you're just doing these checks, because you know you don't want to leave them, but they just keep giving you a bunch of junk, and it's definitely on rails.
Get to get a peek of Magic Bat here.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that when Jeddoman came over. He could have done it before heading into the Dark World, but he may well do it after. But as we say, it's just another junk item, so hopefully Jex plays into Skullwoods as Jeddo did and gets his mitts. so you can run Thieves Town into Smith Chain right after.
And Jex was able to gain a little bit of time on Jeddo because Jex decided not to do Catfish. So that's a good chunk of time that he saved.
Yeah, he's still a little behind now, and Catfish is going to be in our heads, or his head, I guess, if we're still looking for items by the time he gets back over there. But that did make him up, I don't know, 2 minutes, which is a good chunk of time when you're racing a randomizer. But he is going to Skull Woods, and yeah, this makes perfect sense to do with it being a with the warp being right where it is, and with it being a pendant, just gives you a bad feeling if you don't. So. I like this middle to front because it seems like half or more of the time you find a key up in here, and then you don't have to farm one later. And even if you do, you go 2 rooms to the right, you get that, or the left, I mean, you get that one, and you mirror back, you're done.
Yeah, it's a guaranteed key for the front, which is nice.
Plus the other thing is, unless pedestal rears its actual ugly head, it's unlikely we're going to see the rest of Skull Woods today, especially since those 10 sticks are valuable for the idea that you don't have to worry about any further items being in.
We'll see, Mothula. Skull Woods is a crystal. Our other pendant is swamp.
Oops. You know how many times over the last year I see SP, and I think I don't know, SP, SW, I keep messing with. So I did this once already today, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Wow.
That looked like Bombos to me on Bumper Ledge.
Oh. Huh, well, that's... We know where 2 of them are already, so I mean, you might not need it just like the rest of them, but we don't know yet. They were so inclined they could check TR right now, but no Meyer, no Flute.
Got Jeddo here making a play to do Smith Chain while he's here. You might as well while you got that mirror in your inventory.
Yeah, the only thing you can't do here is the end of the chain, which is, I like to call it Bombo's Tablet, being part of this. Need a book for that. Need a Master Sword for that matter. But at least a book to check it. And, speaking of, I'm good at that. Where's that hammer at? Oh, there it is. There wasn't a hammer today, what was it? Something where I was like, where is it? And there it is. Wonder if this is the printing press today. Nope. The little Gorons making bombs for everyone. So there's Jex getting the catfish thing done now, and he's on the north route to do it, so this makes sense from his end. Gotta go ahead and take that money. I need potions. Yeah, that was an extra. I saw it there, a little quick extra down tap from Jex, so he wants to go to the mountain. I think. Yep. So we can get everything, like I said, on the way down here. Get K45, go talk to the wooden boy, soon to be wooden boy. After which, you can leave the mirror, the purple chest behind, and just pretend he has it. The thief that unlocks it just kind of warps it into his possession because gang. Jex is just taking his mitts up here, and he's gonna get this hook shot and then do hook shot cave. And this is a play that I also would do quite often when you know where the hook shot is, and it's extra 3-4 checks you can do. Doesn't have any way to complete TR now, but he's hedging on the idea that you might get something that you need for the rest of the game while you're up there. Just as long as that pesky peg will go down, I mean, dang.
So that dark cross trip is required. We'll see when Jeddo's able to get back there.
Yeah, and I was staring at that when we were talking about bombos. That I said we knew where they were. I guess I forgot actually, but I guess that means Jeddo did not do it. And he did Did he do the front of escape?
He has not done the front of escape yet, I don't believe.
Yeah, so it's better that way for him because we've seen Dark Cross sit by itself and get missed before, and you don't want to see that now. But Jeddo is doing about the same thing, and he's going to find out the Quake's required, except doesn't know where it is, so like he said, we'll have to see when he gets there. And Jeddo may also dip into Tower of Terror since he didn't. Not going to get real far, but or you might do the hook shot first and then come back and do Parapod. I don't know. It's a pendant. Like, actually, this time. Hookshot can be a little finicky. It doesn't like to fire if you're moving or something like that. But there's our flute, which is required for Meyer, as well as being able to find out what that requires for entry. If it's one of the medallions that he has, or we have to do Aghanim to get bombos. Heck, he may want to do that right now after he gets his flute turned on, of course. But
I'm gonna say I really like that play of getting that flute activated and rushing Meyer area just for that information. And of course, the items that are in Meyer Shed and Checkerboard. But
yeah, even if you don't go in, that's 3 items with a mirror, so I expect we'll see it. Can't hear the Hylian anthem, but it's playing loud and proud in my head right now. Now there goes 1, 2, 3, number 6. Let's check that first. That's a good thing to do if you haven't been down here yet to see what the heck it is. Quiz is asking, did Jex... Right, yeah, does Jex was the one that checked Lumberjack, or did they both?
I think they both checked Lumberjack.
Well, that's go mode. Tell me you haven't heard that one before, Uncle. Bugnet. Over there in Marsha.
So I think the only scenario we have where Aga would still be required is if our fire rod is in Ice Palace.
Help me out with that one. I'm drawing a blank. I see the ether from Meyer, but
With Bombos being on Bumper Ledge, Bombos would be
yeah,
your way
you
to get that fire rod.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that half the time. Sometimes, like, I know I've done this before where I have an ether and a quake in my possession, right? And I know that I can get into my dungeons, and oh, you don't need bombos. It's fine, except what you do for Ice Palace. There goes Jeddo right behind Jax. Is gonna more than likely follow him right into Misery Mire here after doing the external checks, but this gives us green pen and desert as well, so we'll see what decision they make after this. For now, there's 2 items and a big key to find in here. What's really nice here is the silver arrows. Whenever otherwise you'd be thinking about who the heck knows what bomb strats, regular arrows for Vitreous, none of which are very pleasant. Jeddo says, I'm gonna do checkerboard maybe later.
There's that book we were talking about earlier.
It'd be nice to get in the desert with if we didn't already have a way. It does open up a couple more checks, the tablet. And since all those pendants are fairly early, it makes you think. So since we got 2 rods that we still need to find.
Jack's finding that big key and really hoping there's nothing in cutscene chest.
Yeah, it's a nerve wracker any seed you play that does this to you. He gets the stair clip, jexreffy does. A rail clip to the stairs, whatever. Something I still haven't figured out, but beats the heck out of walking all the way back around even with boots. There's the other item. Best $20 you ever found.
I could almost feel the sigh of relief from here.
Yeah. So down the video goes jexreffy. I don't know if he knows spooky. I don't. Still, but if you do, it saves you a little time. You can just remote control some switches there. Yeah, not today. It involves the block, the boots, the Samari block, and something with throwing it off the bridge. I don't know.
I think you still need fire rod for that. I could be
Oh, yeah,
wrong.
you're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I've heard it said, no fire rod, no spooky. I mean, mostly because that's the remote control itself.
and our runners are just playing a little bit of follow the leader on the way to Vitreous.
Yeah, Jeddo's a dungeon ahead, but Jex gets to forge a trail for us here for a little bit at least. Up goes the eyeball. It's crystal number 3 for jexreffy, and will be number 4 in a matter of a minute or so for Jeddoman. What's your next play supposed to be at this point? I mean, other than we know Jex has to do T at some point, but it's going in the desert. A long way, apparently. It seems easy to just go in this way whenever you're right there in front of Meyer, but the outside of the building is always faster traversal than the inside. Plus you can mirror right back to the side you want to be on it. So I don't know, I guess we might see this out of Jeddoman too. So I can't think of much else that we can actually do right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in pendant dungeons that could be done, but I'm sure that's not at the top of the priority lists.
Yeah, sometimes you ask yourself, how many pendant dungeons do we really need to do as Jeddoman clears out the checkerboard he didn't do already? But one was required, or no, never mind. Again, thinking Skullwoods is a pendant. So far, none were required, so... What did Jex find since he's gone? Nothing, I'm guessing. Seems likely.
Yeah, I don't think he found anything. He's heading to Thieves Town now.
And there's a blue cane, so now Jeddo's thinking, well, what about Spike Cave? See what he does. He's going to walk out, though, so maybe not.
I think we're getting a pet check.
Yeah, it looks that way, huh, from Jex. The real hero. There's at least 2 things we're still looking for, so why not do it? Just a piece of...
I was really confused when Jex kind of doubled back from just grabbing the Mitz rock and going into the Dark World, but I like the ped check there.
Mm-hmm. So Jex is just gonna clear out village here, and I don't know if it's gonna involve the Smith chain or not. It probably will, because you know he's not gonna find anything terrifically progressive in or around here.
Yeah, I'd imagine he'll just do the Smith chain at the same time, and then probably head all the way down and do Bomba's tablet and the Pyramid Fairy.
Yeah, actually, that's a fair play since that's both red crystals. Jeddo, yeah, skipped out on that option after his run of the Smith chain to come up here, which, you know, we know paid out with Meyer at least, but... So here comes Spike Cave from Jeddo. He's going to be one heart more vivacious by the end of this, but that's about it.
Actually, I think we're getting a Hera play.
Yeah.
And Ether Tablet.
Oh, right, the book. I remember things for sure. Now that lamp does make the rest of Hera logical, not that we're going to see it used. more than likely. Unless we're still missing an item by the time he's done with molding. But... at which point I hedge a bet that he does in fact do it. Gonna do the hook speed setup into the pot. Second try. It looked like it was a lockup, but I guess not. It was just a left press and up into the pot. So no big key. You can only check the compass chest. One item down, even if it's not what you want.
Well, time to see if the worm's going to be nice to us today. Have our second item.
The number of times this exploding worm sequence has given rise to anxious behavior. I was liking this pack right up until this boss theme. Please deal with the one thing. There it is.
There it is. All right.
Absolutely nothing good, but no basement trip. It's twice now we've seen small amounts of money kind of be a good thing. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up with Spike Cave. I knew it was in there somewhere. Makes sense to do it that way. 12 hearts. So you can do this on 14 without anything else. But 12 will just have to turn this thing on. You get your hearts back with your save and quit, just not your magic. So anyway, Jex has got the rest of this dungeon to finish, which will be shortly done. So now I imagine we'll embark on the Smith chain, but Jeddoman is back to being kind of ahead, and looks like might be playing for Swamp or Bombo's tablet first maybe, but then we're just doing a straight up dip into... not even worried about Bombos just yet, because we're just looking for stuff. Need more than one item, and Bombos can only have one, so... It's never a good time to want to have to go straight into a dead pendant, but... we're dried up to the point that this is the best option on the table.
Nice blind fight from Jex as he picks up his fourth crystal.
Good news for him is it's going to run him down. The Smith chain, almost certain Smith chain play is going to run him down right into Swamp and the Pyramid Fairy, so he's going to have some options once he gets down here. And if Jeddo comes up blanks in here, minus a nice sword to have, then I'm sure Jex is going to come up with as well, if he comes in here at all. Jeddoman is going to go ahead and do Pyramid Fairy right after this, because that is also the best time to do such a thing. Probably going to see various diver down strats, one or the other or both here, just to speed up this full clear of the left side and the rest of the dungeon.
I'm sure we'll see some variation of it, but remains to be seen whether Jeddo will actually check the left side or just head to the back.
It's a choice to be made, but we're missing enough that I don't know if I'd leave it. I mean, if you don't see a map and a compass, as jexreffy gets the Master Sword there from Hammer Pegs. Yeah, if you don't do it now, it becomes longer to do because Dagger Gun does not help you, since the key you need is in here. So at this point, even if it turns out to be just a map and compass, it's done.
Yeah, especially seeing the big key and then the map in the big chest. There's, I think, guaranteed one item
Oh,
here.
is that a map in here? Okay.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
totally missed that much. Yeah, it makes a nice and easy decision. And now we're getting asked, so what point do we gamble on Fire Rod and Ice? Unfortunately, we can't know when because we have no way in there. If the seed decides to start getting ornery on us, it'll give us the stuff required to get into Bombos, or wherever the bumper ledge where Bombos, I guess, is. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, if you're one of these runners, at least if I'm in this race, I last location Aga for that cape.
Yeah.
There's just so many places that Fire Rod could be. You don't always want to plan for the worst case scenario, especially when it means a 5-minute castle tower climb.
Yeah, and speaking of which, there it is, in the left side. The other item was junk, but jexreffy is going to have to come here. And I think is well on his way to doing so, actually. So. Still got a race here. So we're still looking for stuff, and that fire rod does let us get into ice, which is required, but you know, thin as we are, it could have a number of other things that we are looking for this seed. So yeah, there will be no agate today.
Getting our Bombos tablet check on Jex's side.
Yeah, and 71 minutes is a heck of a time to be finally ruling out Aga, but nonetheless, it's done, finally. Is Jex playing Pyramid Fairy now? That's what it kind of looks like.
That definitely looks to be the case. Go in and grab that big bomb.
Yeah, look, it's a fair play to make. You know, if you feel behind, you maybe, you know, my opponent spending a bunch of time in swamp coming up with nothing. But unfortunately, as we know, he's going to have to come in here, even if Pyramid Fairy has like, an ice rod or something.
Speaking of swamp, really nice quick kill of Argus by Jeddo.
That was it the fire rod? I missed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, brand new fire rod. Silver arrow is also a way to do it. You have to be pretty accurate with your shot.
I would imagine that Jeddo will probably mirror after checking Pyramid Fairy and do Dark Cross in front of Escape at that time. At least, I hope for his sake he does.
Yeah, if he didn't forget. We hope not. I mean, jexreffy may not, but he might want to see. You know, where's Quake at? I don't know.
Is Jex making the Aga play?
Yep. It looks to be it that way. I mean, it's going to get him in ice, but he's going to be another 5 minutes behind at this point, unfortunately. I think it still falls under the same thing I just said, where, you know, you're hoping that fire rod doesn't show up and your opponent's spending time somewhere looking for it and you just made the big brain play. But Jeddo is he completely out of stuff, or he just needs a break or something? Because I'm just wondering if he's like completely out of stuff and looking for. Well, he's not, because he's got Ice Palace. Okay, it's just a little break. I was afraid sometimes you see that if somebody's looking for, you know, something they might have missed or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a VOD dive or something like that. This is, you know, a lot of good music in Twilight Princess. This is the only one I knew exactly where it goes, because it's been so long that I've played it, but that was a heck of a dungeon. I don't know who's played it, but I'm sure a lot of people have, actually. Stupid, but it's like somebody's house turns into a dungeon.
Did Jex just accidentally mirror out of Castle Tower?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
that feels bad.
Yep, that door's open. I mean, it wasn't later. Could have been earlier. Could have been never, but it wasn't later. See, now, however Jeddo's doing this icebreaker is not, like, I learned one way, and this isn't it. It works for people. He got it. It's just, I don't even begin to know what he's inputting here to get it to work.
So if my memory serves, we are an ice rod from no mode.
Yeah, should be it. Everybody's missing it. Jeddo's still missing his Quake medallion to get into TR. Everything else is accounted for, so yeah. Jex, yeah, it's unfortunate. Jex just wants no part of Swamp. It's just, there's just not going to be any way around it.
Jeddo trying to hover across that gap. Didn't get it the first try. But at least he gets to open the... Or no, he doesn't have the big key. Never mind.
Iced tea, big key. Just going to decide to say to heck with it. Or, no, maybe not. He's going to go get it. Yeah, you don't want to be leaving stuff at this point. So yeah, Jex's one big out at this point is Jeddoman not having Quake. Because, you know, he'll take his cape and bombos and get ice done. But, you know, I don't know if Jeddo's still gonna be looking for Quake at that point. It's gonna have to be because he forgot it, basically.
Yeah, the window of Quake being an advantage is rapidly closing.
If Ice Rod does show up for Jeddoman and he then proceeds to literally do anything else that's not required, then at that point we'll know that that's the case. But at this point, that rod is still out there. So yeah, we're getting a nasty blue ball count over there. Makes you question your life decision / bang your head off the wall. Yeto, the boss of whatever that is, Yeti's wife and Twilight Princess, is kind of a white puffball. Here we just got 3 of them.
Jeddo coming down with crystal number 5 after taking care of Cold Stare.
So where's Jack's going? He's done catfish, is he not? Oh, he just... Well... Is he walking to the tree?
I guess.
I don't know, I'll be honest, it took me a long time to get used to the idea of saving and quitting. It wasn't something I was ever mentally prepared to do.
Alright, it looks like we got Jeddo heading for the bomb shop. So we'll see if he checks Pyramid Fairy and mirrors, or if he's forgotten.
This is gonna tell us something for sure. I mean, credit where it's due. If there's no Fire Rod in Swamp Palace, this is a good play. I'm not even sure what I would have done had I been playing the seed, so...
Already got the mirror on quick swap. It's quick swapped over there, so I think Jeddo's going to be finding that quick soon.
Just walking in the middle of the road, so that's unfortunately kind of a nail or two in the coffin of jexreffy there. He's gonna take his bombos and clear out ice, but it's not gonna be left with much besides swamp and, I don't know, like a dip into TR, which at this point, committed to that kind of play, you might well do. Probably won't get real far, but... Yeah, I think at this point, Jeddoman kind of knew. Although he is still looking for that ice rod. Just with the checks left for everybody, I'm almost guaranteeing you that Jeddoman's going to come up with it first. So we in an awkward moment as cons where everybody's doing something that we've seen before and we know is nothing.
You know, that's a great time for everyone to go follow our runners, Jeddoman and jexreffy.
Absolutely, good point. These runners have been around a while. They do know what they're doing, and these seeds can just throw you for a loop sometimes. So if you want to learn some stuff, this is the place to do it. These two right here. Game can throw lots of different situations at you. And people have been playing for years and still haven't seen them all. That's even before you start talking about the different modes that they have to offer on ALTTPR.com.
That's the thing I love about randomizers, though, is you can play it so many times, and every time's different.
With logic, I mean, there's items that can't be in certain places. Jeddo just kind of gets ahead of himself a little bit. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, you can run into similar situations all the time, depending on what the game throws at you, but it's never exactly the same.
Looks like we got Jeddo heading towards Turtle Rock, hoping that ice rod is just going to be probably on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, and that's a fair bet. You tend to see, with what I was just mentioning, some tendencies, I guess you would call them, in the randomizer. You know what's left anyway for Jeddo? I have no idea, but not much.
Yeah, no, there's not a ton.
Like a
I
green
guess.
green pendant.
Yeah, I was gonna say green pendant is the big one.
So at that point, even odds tell you just come in here.
To answer the question in chat, Jetto has not checked PED, to my recollection. I think
Yeah.
Jax is the only one with that knowledge.
Yeah, it was just Jex. So yeah, it's out there, but I mean, the double dip of TR does never feel good, but if you fail at it at this point, you can be darn near sure that your opponent's going to do the same thing. Which is kind of the whole idea behind racing one-on-one, so. Me, I like the don't be last races. I check everything. And then I'm usually last anyway, so. So Jex is going to have to run back upstairs and get that big key as well. So as to avoid leaving something behind, as Jeddo did, but unfortunately it's just a time sink. Jeddo come up with a big key yet, did you see?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Yeah, there's some.
Now he has.
Well, okay. Yeah, so now there's some idea that while you're doing this, kind of in go mode, kind of not. Call it slow mode if you want. Maybe you skip lava chest and just do the bridge. So we'll see here. Because if you skip lava chest, you can skip the big chest as well as mimicking the outside thing. But I don't know. And this is pointed out as we find just 10 sticks on here. We know there's no more items in Skull Woods, but it is required. Thank myself for finally remembering that. But yeah, this is gonna be a second trip up the mountain for Jeddoman. So then another thing, without Swamp Palace being done yet by jexreffy, he's got to do Master Sword, no Fire Rod, no Temper, Cold Stare, which we got Red Mail, but it takes a little bit of time.
I wouldn't say it's the most fun boss fight to do.
You can opt for the hammer, but even with Red Mail, your ass gonna get beat up sometimes. So.
Nicely handled by Jax.
Yeah, not too bad at all. But there's that last item, and he's gonna have to do the thing he was trying to avoid. So. Save and quit to where? I don't know. Maybe forgot that Aga was done, and there's that ice rod, so that is going to be go mode for Jeddoman at 128.24. right in the way. He might have just wanted to make sure he had the thing. And yeah, he will have to reclimb, but it's not going to matter at this point, I don't think. Tempered and silvers in hand, I see very little else going wrong with this. There's a key in the first chest, which is always nice in go mode.
I love the Samaria dash in this switch room. It just looks so nice. So much fun.
Yeah, you know what? I tried it a few times and I couldn't. I guess the lag messes with me, so I can get it to. So Jex is going to find his tempered sword, which is nice. And you will eventually find a fire rod, and I'm sure you're still, regardless, going to clean out the rest of the dungeon looking for an ice rod. Unfortunately, not going to find it. Hey, look, turtle soup.
And down goes Trinex for soon-to-be crystal number 6 for Jeddo. Just gotta head back and play Exterminator.
Let's hope he didn't forget that and mistrack it. I mean, that's not as nearly as bad as potentially forgetting Quake. And apologies later to Jeddoman. I said about forgetting things so many times. It just happens. I'm not saying it happens to anybody particular, but yeah, so he knows. Off he goes. So yeah, we're going to see Diver down from jexreffy 2 is going to bomb that switch so he can put the thing on a delay and flip the switch into the, well, what we know is not required but normally is to get to the right side chest once he gets this key here. That blocks over too far. Trick for this, for anybody wanting to know, doesn't already know, is the left edge of that block has got to be into the stair railing, the one that's vertical. It's not the one we're trying to clip into. So if there's a handful of pixels that work, it's just something between the left and the right side of that rail of the staircase. He's got the horizontal right. You just put your head into the clipping railing.
I'll be honest, I don't even know the Samaria diver down. I use bomb diver down the entire time.
And that's funny because I'll tell you what, he gets it. He gets it finally. I hope he remembers where that's at now. But everybody's learned bomb haripot and hammer yump and bomb diver down, bomber down, whatever. I learned all that last. I don't know why. People on here are like, the hook strat for haripot, or the hook speed, or spin speed, whatever. You know, it's tough, it's finicky, and it is, but that's the one I knew until about like a week ago.
And while we were talking, down goes Mothula.
Yeah.
Beautiful Mothula fight by Jeddo. And he's heading up to the tower of a certain pig.
Oh yeah. There's a thing with that, by the way. I'm gonna do the thing. It involves numbers.
Oh, I suppose we do enjoy guessing, don't we?
Okay, I'll
There are
let you do it.
22 possible locations for the big key inside of Ganon's tower. Get your guesses into chat now where you think it's going to be. Scupula, where do you think it's going to be tonight?
Tracker's given a 21, just one short of tile room. I'm not going to do tile room. This has been rough on everybody. Let's go with 2. Nice open.
Nice. I usually guess 5, but I already see someone guessing 5 in chat, so I'm going to go with 8.
If only we had the thing we had back in the 90s when this game was fresh and new and we had an 800 number we could call in and enter our guesses. We should do that. An actual phone number.
And Jeddoman heading into Ganon's tower at 134.48. Starting up Hope Room.
Key's big enough for me.
Finding that small key, heading right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go locate this pack because this is picked out rather nicely. And it might just be me, but I think it also goes with this Jeddo's palette shuffle he's got going on. It's just kind of dim. I think all the palette shuffles kind of dim the game down a little bit, to me anyway, but it fits.
Yeah, it's apropos for sure.
There it is at number 5. Sorry, Arcturus. You done got sniped. Chelsea Butt's the winner for today.
And just shy of 136, Jeddo starting the climb to take care of the Geometry Wizard before having some bacon.
I don't know about you, but most of the time I eat bacon for breakfast and then do my math. But here in Zelda Land, we got things backwards.
I like to do the math with the bacon.
And he's definitely got the bacon to do it with. He's also going to make bacon with bacon. Do you like bacon? I said bacon enough today. Jex is, yeah, he hasn't found his fire rod, or sorry, ice rod yet, but he's going to clean up skull woods first. Makes sense. The only question is, does he find it before the dot done comes in? Unfortunately, we will have to see. But yeah, this game can be, you know, there's gambling involved, and that's the best word for it, was a gamble. With that bombos, that known access into a required dungeon being on the table, and the other access not yet found. I like to play. I mean, knowing what's going to happen here, I still like to play. But
Oh yeah, I definitely, I mean, you knew that was going to be a way into Ice Palace. So, yeah, no, you took a sure thing there. Unfortunately, it didn't end up being the right play this time, but that, in a weird way, doesn't make it the wrong play.
yeah,
Or
I think
it doesn't make it a bad play, I should say.
yeah, the only thing maybe knocking it is the sheer lack of checks left to that point. I mean, It's not that both rods and TR has not happened before, but the odds of that are real thin. So up goes Jex to the tower. Just a real quick wrap around the mountain. Meantime, Jeddo's at the top, and with the Tempered Sword, we're not going to see what's up here for sure. Sometimes they grab validation, but when you're in a race that matters and have no idea where your opponent is, you're
going to want to
this
finish as
thing done.
quickly as you can. Yeah.
He's gonna, well, yeah, that's gonna say, if he can do it, great, but you do have a hook shot. I say just take the worm kill and go.
Moldorm not cooperating, not giving any window for Jeddo to get that slash. There we go.
I think it saw the hover attempt and it's like, yeah, hey, you wanted to do that again? Go right ahead, I'll be over here. So the Jex is doing a hair pot that... it's a little more specific than the one I learned, but it works pretty reliably. Just gonna check this out for the ice rod first, and I mean it's on the way-ish, so I mean, why not? Couple cycles in, and Naga goes down. First time for Jeddoman, what would be the second time for jexreffy. Ganon doesn't know the difference, so he likes to comment and say, hey, you killed my wizard twice. No, I didn't. Thank you, Rando, but... What you got for us, Ganon? We gotta learn about some slugs. And, Jex, didn't find his ice rod. He did find his items. He's just gonna... I mean, at this point, you feel behind enough that you don't want to even bother picking up that pendant that you know is junk anyway. But... I was going to say, if he's continuing on to TR, it's still a time loss, but I guess he's got something else in mind.
Like he's going to gamble that Green Pendant's going to be holding her ice rod today.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, we know that's not the case.
Yeah, when you play a certain way, you got to stick with it. It can't be wishy-washy, so I applaud this, I really do. And, I mean, we're on a 10-minute delay, but per the stream, he's... not seen that dot done yet, so shortly will, however. We got an exploding pig. Get your GGs in chat for Jeddoman. He's soon to cross that bridge and pick up some triangles. Thus giving his team heads up in a week here a win here in week 6.
GG's Jeddoman finishing with a racetime.gg official time of 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 51 seconds.
Welcome to you, Jeddoman. GG to you.
Thank you.
It was a bit of a on-rail seed, I guess, for a while there anyway.
Yeah, it definitely could have been. The big twist obviously being that fire rod and swamp.
Yeah, and what I was trying to determine here, because I again don't have notes like I should be taking, but what was left at that point besides swamp? I mean,
Um,
you knew you had Dark Frost to do, and you found out what that was, but I don't think there was
at,
much else.
at that point, all I had left was read Pedestal, and then kill Aga to get the cape to get Bombos to do Ice Palace.
Right.
So
Well,
Swamp was obviously the choice for density there, and thankfully it paid off.
yeah, and I don't see any chat. I don't know if you've talked with your opponent yet, but he in fact did make that play for Bombos.
I saw that.
So, yeah, I guess he's probably been in here for about 10 minutes, huh?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is, I guess it's just curiosity at this point. Didn't hurt you, but clearing TR, looking for an ice rod before doing Skullwoods. Any thoughts to that?
Well, I already knew I had. Yeah, I was just in. I want to know where that frickin' ice rod is mode.
Yeah,
So I already knew I had both the items out of Skullwood, so it's just like, let's just find the ice rod. Whatever happens, whatever happens.
Yeah, it's a reclaim up the mountain, but I had that. I was like thinking, well, how could it be thinking if it's me? And I had the same thought at some point. If you go back, you'll see. I was like, it's just you want that peace of mind. You want it.
Yep.
Just gone.
And I think at that point I was committed to the concept of it's probably not in Turtle Rock. It's probably on Pedestal. I haven't read it yet. So let's just do this. Then I'll go clear desert, turn in that green pendant, get disappointed, go do Skullwoods, mirror, grab the ice rod off Pedestal, and then go back to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and yeah, Jax just did it too for the green pendant. But yeah, so
That was my thought process there.
but yeah, I mean, what do you think about the season as a whole? I guess because I mean, at 145, I guess that's kind of long.
Yeah.
Hunt, but
It was a weirdly spread out seed.
yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like I never got a route together on it.
Yeah, there were some differences. There was you're gonna have to forgive me. I forget who did what now, but somebody did catfish right away. Somebody didn't.
I did catfish pretty early. I think I was there at like 35 minutes or something.
Yeah, so with all the swords in the dark world, at least we knew for a fact Akka wasn't access to the dark world anyway.
Yep. Once I saw Cape on Lumberjack, I was like, well, okay.
Yeah,
At least I know that's 2 swords and lamp for Aga, so most likely that's not it.
Yeah, it's like there goes half of it, but yeah, he was gonna make a play where I guess the hope was that you were thinking that, and then it ended up being required, like Fire Rod was in an Ice Palace or something. We had guesses like that in chat as well, like,
Yep.
When do we make that play? But
Goodness knows with Rando, Fire Rod loves to be an Ice Palace, so I was thinking in the back of my head, like, that's a real possibility after I saw that bumper ledge. I was like, man, that's gonna stink. Well, it's gonna be my last thing I do, so. So I guess that paid off this time.
yeah, and whether it was in anybody's head or not, it was for me at some point, like, oh, we have a hook shot on a visual check with a pendant skull, or no skull. See, I keep flipping those two around. This is bad for me. But pendant swamp palace. And the first thought I had was we saw the pendant on the map check and was like, oh great, we're gonna have to hover. And nice try, by the way, up there on Moldorm, but
Thanks.
that's a pain. Anyway, but yeah, then we saw the hook shots, so we're like, yeah, that's probably a swamp play at some point for somebody. And it was not even just for the ice rod, for the sword to speed a heck up out of the rest of this. So.
Yep. There's always a sword in swamp.
That's what they say.
Yeah, and the only thing, well, yeah, I don't know if I've seen it, but I'm sure they've said it. Fourth one we don't know about, but it's probably something awful. Like
It's probably left side.
Something like that.
So, Jeddo, looking ahead to next week, y'all are taking on Ninja Pirate Overdrive in Enemizer. How do you feel about that matchup?
I feel good. Of course, it's Enemizer, so anything can happen. TJ and I keep managing to roll Ice Trinex with required items behind it in our practices, so it's been a lot of fun.
That sounds like TJ.
Yeah, I had a nice Trinex once, and it wasn't even Enemizer, it was a potpourri thing they did in the ladder. I was like, can you please not ever do that again? Thanks.
It's not a fun battle, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're out. Medicinal hair pot, so I'm just going to try it. I mean, I have never played a full Enemizer seat before, so it'll just be a matter of quickly recognizing what can kill you, what can't, and maybe don't do fake flippers ever.
Yep, sometimes that's the way it is. No fake flipper. Check the room before you do diver down to make sure you can actually do it.
Be really careful with your dark rooms.
Yep. The mountain ascent especially too.
I didn't even think of that with all those bats in there that normally mind your business. Wow. Chicken Hut. I don't want to go Chicken Hut. It's scary.
Chicken Hut's usually not so bad.
Oh, okay. I guess they all turn into the same thing, huh? Right?
Not always.
Oh no. Okay.
My favorite is when there's four Usain Bolt guards and then it's still a chicken.
Yeah, see, that's all I know.
I don't know. I like a chicken hut full of Lionels myself, but
Oh yeah.
That's just sadistic. I'm sorry.
No, it is. I mean, I get it. I've been trying to do this inverted thing, and you get sent to TR with nothing half the time. So.
Oh. Yes, you do.
So yeah, that's what's going on. You think you're doing one or both of those, since you're allowed to repeat?
TJ and I had planned to do both. Since we are guaranteed out of contention for playoffs, Zeke was talking about maybe subbing in for one of them. So I don't know what we're gonna do yet.
Right. So anyway, jexreffy did find his ice rod right on the path, as you did, and it's gonna take care of Trinex, not without some little bit of a slip hazard there. Get out your yellow sign, but so he's committed to finishing this out, and there's nothing wrong with that. He does what most people do, especially in finding a key in the poke room, as he did. He's probably just gonna go right and find a big key real quick.
Yep.
Or maybe a DM or something, but no more turtle, seem to be no more rock, and
short work of Trinex there. And picking up crystal number 7.
So yeah, with all those extra checks, I didn't call it out, but his go mid was sufficiently late. It's going to be like something like, you might have even been done by then, Jeddo, put it 150-ish, something like that. Which, I mean, if you're going to hundo the seed, it's not slow.
It's not. Nope.
Lord knows I do enough of it. Yeah, we're going to have a good talk, because, I mean, that's the mindset I have, and I still have, where it's just, you know, I don't want to go into dungeons that I can't clear. I just don't want to do it.
It's hard to psych yourself up to that. especially if you're just looking for one or two more items. It's
So, you know, I
it's
swear
a rough mindset.
you do it and you're wrong, and you lose by the amount of time you spend on the double dip, and you just tell yourself, I'm never going to do it again. So yeah, that's me. Got half magic the heck with the refill pots. Just grab that big key right here and check number 5 and hopefully get a small key. Yeah, he's going. See you later. So as he's just playing along, I'm gonna do this just, you know, be selfish, but you know, hopefully there's people here that learn something too. What do you think's the best way to deal with that first room with the spikes and the switches? Because I swear I don't have any idea what it is. I like to go along the top and just throw pots at the switches, but
It really depends on whether I am lower on magic or whether I'm, you know, maybe with that, you know, that extra heart up at the top would make me feel a little more comfortable. Normally I do just the bottom, picking up both of those magic pots along the way. But I've also been known to do the top too. I'm not sure. I should probably like time it or something, but I'm not sure if there's a one way or not that's like significantly faster or anything like that.
I mean, it wouldn't even be too bad any which way if not for having to actually push that block up there. And I've seen some real crazy stuff involving, you know, both axes that I cannot replicate. So. I could, like, take a few left and right turns and use a scenario block and a bunch of stuff, but above my level.
I was gonna say I'm not ready for that level of thinking in GT.
Yeah, and then again, like I mentioned before, lag. You play enough retro games, you get real good at, you know, keeping your timing together when lag happens. But I just can't do it. Like I've had so many sword spins canceled because of it and all that. It's a hard thing to learn.
That was a pretty nice Landmo 2 there from Jex.
Goes jousting with those bridge guards and loses. You hate to see it. Usually this is the bridge you lose that fight on. Gets through that nicely though. Take the quick reset with the pit there. But I always wondered why, like, some of these, you know, physically speaking, you're supposed to go to the floor below. I don't know if that room had a floor below it, but the one involving Wizard's 1 does. But it just resets you and takes the heart away instead. Yeah, that's a pretty good Moldorm fight considering getting beat up a lot. He stayed on the platform and took him out in the end, so that was good too. Just an Aga and a gain and to go.
Nice use of that cape there. Figure you spent the time to beat Aga, you might as well use it, right?
Yeah, Super Metroid has a room so nicely called by their community, the worst room in the game. And if there is one in this game, it's that one. Fittingly the last. It's a handful of ways to deal with it, but they almost all seem to fail at least sometimes. That was real nice. What was that, 3 cycles?
Mhm.
1 for sure, so...
Good triple on the first cycle.
Jexreffy spending his one-time Bird in the Dark World ticket. Every runner gets, courtesy of I don't know what black magic, but there it is. On to the game. See, now this is hard to do, these poke strats here. You're going to do Master Sword level, I believe, or Master Sword level damage to him with the poke. Or no, it's dashing, so it's full damage, but... hitting it and stopping it in that period of time, yeah, it requires some real good knowledge of the time. Another shot or two to go, doesn't get the double there, unfortunately, and one more.
Get your GGs in chat for Jex crossing that bridge with an official race time GG time of 2 hours and 33 seconds.
Welcome, jexreffy, GG to you. Heck of a seed, huh?
Yeah, GG. GG, Jeddo.
GG Dex.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen his time. It isn't. It was a terrible rod hunt. Not even ice rod, but as you know, both rods. It's just you're trying to make plays, and with the Bombos tablet on her tablet, I keep saying that tablet on the medallion on bumper ledge. Yeah, I'm sure, probably guessing that Fire Rod was in Ice Palace.
That was the thought.
Yeah.
The thought was just, like when you're literally down to both rods and you're just like one of the little isms that I have gathered from before is like fire leads to fire.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like, you know what? This is just too set up. So it's just like, I gotta go for it. So, but it didn't work out this time.
Yeah, I was waiting to come talk to you here because what you just said is something that I mentioned before, like how I was kind of thinking the way you were thinking, because I always do. But what you just said makes so much sense to me. You hope you hit the Plando thing just right, because you feel really darn good when it does. But I mean, it could have happened.
Yeah, the thing was, I kept trying to think about it. Like, because the thing is that where the fire rod was, you didn't need the hook shot, you needed the mirror, and the thing was, like, how far down in the logic chain the hook shot was. That was kind of why I was just like, you know what, just go for it, because I was like, flippers led to Moon Pearl, hammer through Titan's Mitts led to the hook shot. Like, there was this kind of a thought of just like everything that would lead to Swamp has led to something else. So that was kind of that combined with, like, it's set up too nicely. Like, it was just like, I figured I'd just go. But yeah, it worked out. It didn't work out this time.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that with regards to hookshot requirements for like you said, where the fire rod was. It wasn't even behind, the big chest.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I kind of thought the hookshot was. Actually, I don't know if I really thought it was earlier or not. I just thought it was there. So it's like, hey, hookshot. Hey, swamp pendant. Hey, swamp. but the way you had it spelled out actually made a lot more sense. So
Yeah, but
yeah, rando.
Rando gonna rando.
So anyway, we talked to Jeddo a little bit about next week. Does this wrap your team up for this week, or do you have another one?
We're done for this week, and then I'm doing both Animizer races. Ours are going to be Monday and Tuesday next week, but I'm going to be the one that runs both of them.
You same teammate or switching?
Switching.
Okay, so yeah, there you go. I don't know if we have a schedule link in here, but we do. If somebody want to throw it up.
And how do you feel about your matchup next week against Darkside of the Triforce?
I don't know if it's been mentioned on here before, but actually I subbed in late because a friend of mine had some personal stuff come up. So I actually just joined the league as a sub-in for Quest for Workin'. And so, like, I honestly, like, have not been following the league at all. I'm just doing this to help my friends out. But they do owe me because, God, I hate Atomizer.
Yeah, and I think I'm probably about to agree with you whenever that comes up, because I have not played one before. I feel like as long as I can recognize the enemies and as long as I get a sword, but we'll see.
But anyway, GG Jeddo, thanks Comms and Tracker, thanks for the restream, and hope you guys have a good night.
And one special thanks to Oro for rolling that nice pile of garbage for us.
Yeah, even put it on TV for you, so see what I can do. Cross me again with it. Right.
I mean, the true thanks is due to Sahasrabot, though.
Yeah, that thing, it's a little shifty. That red eyeball, I don't know, man. Alrighty, so what we got? Rest of the night. Take a look. I should have been doing that. Doesn't look like we have anything. Yep, that's it for tonight. Now tomorrow we have a whole bunch of stuff going on, so see if I can run that down real quick. Sunday, October 31st. Happy Halloween. Early, mind you. We have an invitational match at 10 in the morning between Sinek, who, by the way, is the one responsible for Sahasrabot, so if you want to give him some heck, you can feel free. You can give him some love, too. It's fine. Makes a lot of this stuff possible. We got a lot of other stuff without channels assigned yet, but we could be on Speed Gaming or we could be here on the ALTTPR League. So there's also, like I said, I'm not sure what they're going to put on, but SGL's going on. We have the Combo Randomizer, which is Super Metroid and The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past at 3 o'clock. But tell you what, I'm just going to throw that schedule in chat real quick so you can look at that. And other than that, Arcturus Chesky, do you have anything else? Any thoughts?
I don't think so. GG's again to both Jeddo and Jex, who ran fantastic races, had a very entertaining race for us today. Thank you to my co-commentator Scupula, our tracker Dark Diplomat, our restreamer Oro. Thanks to you all for watching.
Yep, and we will see you the next time.